Hello, folks. I wanted to give you a bonus exercise before we close out Diction Week. So I've been thinking about how to take what we've been talking about, the isolated phonemes, and how to actually practice them. And so to really do it right, you have to do it the long way. And that is about practicing each of the phonemes in isolation and then in context. So just know that sounds occur, like all these consonants, let's say, are occurring at the beginning, middle, and at the end of words. So the context is going to change your approach to them just a little bit. So you not only have to practice the isolated sound, you have to practice the sound in context of the beginning, middle, and ends of the words, or what is known as the initial, medial, and final positions. And then practicing the rule on top of that. Does that make sense? So that's what I want to walk you through today. And I'm going to show you through the context of one phoneme, the B or B, and show you how you do this, and then help you see how you would have to practice in all the other isolated contexts. So if you are watching this live, just pop in and say hello. So let's practice through the lens of the first consonant in the alphabet and the first phoneme that we'll work on. Okay, so it's the first consonant in the alphabet is B. That is correct. And the B says what? B. B, B, B. So you know that what wants to happen is that we often want to pressurize B here. So we have to shift the pressure to the mouth. B, 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 B. So I just want you to practice in isolation what the B, 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 B feels like. So practice squishing in your throat. B, 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 where you're not puffing your cheeks. B, 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 B. Do some what we call negative practice. Intentionally do it the wrong way. B, 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 B. We don't want that. We want you to puff up the air in your cheeks. B, 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 B. I'm exaggerating for the isolation. You wouldn't necessarily do that much in the context of singing, but you could. B, 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 B. Okay? Now, you eventually have to get that sound into different words. So we're going to make up nonsense words using 5 vowels, but you could use any vowels. But I want you to practice this at the beginning first. So let's say we're going to do E, E, A, O, U. But you're going to put the B before that. So we're going to do B, Be, Ba, Bo, Boo. Try that. B, Be, Ba, Bo, Boo. Don't worry about the pitch. Just like speak it. B, Be, Ba, Bo, Boo. That's you practicing with the B in the initial position. So it's going to come before a vowel. Okay? And if you're just joining us, pop in and say hello in the comments. Say, hey, Tom. I can't see who's here when I'm on my laptop. Once you do the initial version, meaning before the vowel, then I want you to switch to the end of the word. So using those same vowels would be like this. Eb, eb, ob, ob, oob. So you have B, Be, Ba, Bo, Boo. Or you have Eb, eb, ob, ob, oob. Just try those 2 things. Give me an initial, B, Be, Ba, Bo, Boo. And then give me a final. Eb, eb, ob, ob, oob. Okay? Here's where then it gets laborious, is trying to figure out all the contexts of where the phoneme could occur in the middle of the word or in the medial position between 2 vowels. Because you have to mix and match all your vowels. So if you look in the description of the post, I've listed what those combinations would be through the context of just the B. So let's go through this together. So You could do ehBi, ehBi, ehBa, ehBo, ehBoo. We have E at the beginning, and then you do E-A-O-U at the end. ehBi, ehBi, ehBa, ehBo, ehBoo. Then we change the first vowel, ehBi, ehBa, ehBo, ehBi, ehBe, ehBa, ehBo, ehBoo. Then you do ahBi, ahBe, ahBa, ahBo, ahBoo. Then ohBi, ohBe, ohBa, ohBo, ohBoo. I'm reading it and I made this up and I still get confused. Right? uhBi, uhBe, uhBa, uhBo, uhBoo. That way you know you cover all these. If you're a speech pathologist, you will recognize this from articulation therapy, right? This is basically coming up with your articulation nonsense word list that you work with clients first, and making sure that the client can produce the sound in initial, medial, and final positions. So you can actually take kind of what we have to do in a speech pathology context and put that into a training context. It's kind of weird, but it teaches you to make the subtle distinctions between how a B feels in the different positions of the words. So then when you go to add lyrics, you'll notice that Betty feels different than about versus tub. The B feels different based on where it occurs in the word and what vowels are around it. So whether you're an actor or a singer, it doesn't matter. This is going to be relevant to everybody. What makes it even harder is that that is just for B, and that is just for learning the rule of puffing the cheeks. So you'd have to go through the whole alphabet or through the whole list of phonemes and consonants in particular that are relevant for your native language, and do the same thing. You're practicing the sound with the rule in the three contexts. So the next phoneme in the English alphabet would be, if you go by the letters, it's A, B, C. What does the C say? C says K, right? Even though it's a C, it actually says K. So you do the same thing. Ki, ke, ka, ko, ku, ik, ek, ak, ok, uk, and aki, ake, aka, ako, aku, etc. While practicing the tapping or the light stuttering of the repetition, the fast repetition. Intentionally doing that so you feel the light contact and release of that consonant. Then you go to the next one. The next consonant is D, but D says D. Remember, we're talking about the sound, not the name of the letter. D, de, da, do, do. Ad, ed, ed, od, ud. Adi, ade, ada, ado, adu. I would encourage you to actually write these out, because I think by having to write them out, you'll see all the infinite positions, and you can just have like a word list that you could run through. It's a good mouth warm-up, and surprisingly, because it gets your tongue and your lips and your jaw moving all these different positions, I feel like it is a way of indirectly warming up your voice. It feels, you avail yourself of the pressure in the mouth, and it makes it feel good on the throat. So Gregory's here, Lorian's here, Tim, Brian, hello everyone. So let me pause there. What questions do you have before we do insights? Hello, Brian. Hello, hi, Tom. Very good. What questions do you have? I'm gonna stick around for a second. What's up, Tamara? Was I clear that you have to do the sound with the rule in 3 contexts, the sound with the rule superimposed on top in 3 different contexts: initial, medial, and final. That's the underlying thing I'm trying to convey. And that by practicing on a single pitch in your speaking voice, it will actually warm you up faster in your singing voice. That's great, Brian. So that's fine. Yeah, watch this video again and watch it a few times. Good. So again, watch this video. Go through the alphabet. Identify what sound the letter says. Meaning B says B, right? B doesn't say B. B says B. Superimpose the rule, meaning don't pressurize your throat, pressurize in your cheeks, or don't pressurize in your throat, pressurize tongue to palate, or tongue to alveolar ridge, whatever the rule is for the sound. Put that into the beginning of a word, middle of a word, the end of a word. I created a nonsense word list as a demonstration for B. You can eventually put those into real words. And then select keywords from your lyrics within each of those categories. So there's an endless array of things you can do just with one song and one set of lyrics. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Brian. Yeah, I think it's kind of the things that aren't necessarily like the funnest or the coolest that actually are the most useful. You know, like, yeah, we all want to go like, how do I do high notes? And go, how do I do high notes loudly and easily with vibrato? Well, it's like, yes, that's awesome. But some of these foundational like ballet bar stuff for the voice actually makes all the other fancy stuff so much easier. So I appreciate when you guys get geeky with it and you're okay with like isolated, discrete little sounds. So I try to alternate between like quick fixes and magic tricks, and then really in the weeds, geeky stuff. Before I go, if you have been here since the beginning, what's one new thing you learned or you're going to think about? That this exercise might increase endurance. I believe so, because it teaches you to be more efficient with your pressure valves and use more intraoral pressure, meaning inside the mouth, intraoral pressure, versus at the level of the vocal folds. What else will you think about? What I would love you to think about is a fun name for this one, because I can't yet hear the name. It's not the same as Fun with Phonemes. Maybe, I mean, it's a nonsense word list, but that's like kind of lame. Do the nonsense word list. Making sense of nonsense. So endurance with nonsense. Using nonsense for endurance. Vocal endurance. That might be fun. So if you're watching this in the future, pop your questions or your insights into the chat and I'll happily respond. And we're going to close out Diction week with this exercise and then take tomorrow off. But then I'll be introducing some new things. I'm making some slight modifications to the calendar as we move into the second quarter and into springtime. So look for some updates to the calendar, okay? Great. Thanks for sticking around, folks, and we'll see you next time.